I'd like to read now from Light on the Path for today, October 10th. I see within your hearts the yearning for your own inner union with God. And I urge you to keep on keeping on in the science of divine love, learning of ruby love and the intensification of this love within your hearts, such that you sublimate all human desires that are untoward and unworthy of your highest self, and instead engage in the supreme sacrifice that manifests as a new level of givingness, whereby the living light of your own inner saintliness may emerge as your heart is wed to God, as your life has new meaning in living at this level of saintly love. Each of you may have a story of how, in your youth, a particular saint or person represented for you the ideal of godliness, and you then strove to fulfill some aspect of the virtues embodied within that one which you saw clearly. You felt the energy of the presence of that one when you prayed or called to him, and you felt the upsurge of light within your heart of a new way of love, because that one had gone forth before you and shown such great light and love as to light the way for you to follow. Thank you. For me, it was Mother Mary and Jesus and, of course, Saint Bernadette. When I saw the movie, The Song of Bernadette, that set me on my course for life, and is the most beautiful, beautiful movie I think that I really have ever seen, in the sense that it brought to me a deep desire for spirituality and saintliness and purity. In fact, I think that the indelible mark that that made on my life when Saint Bernadette was dying, and she had seen Mother Mary, but some did not believe her. In fact, one particular nun who was very problematic for her and challenged her and was very mean-spirited toward her, Saint Bernadette kept saying as she was dying, I did see her, I did see her, I did see her, because some didn't believe. And then Mother Mary, as she was dying, appeared to her, and a smile came over her face, and then she made her transition. And that scene itself, I think, is somewhat reflected in my life with the fact that the Masters came to me. And even some people near and dear to my heart didn't believe that this was real. They thought it was made up by me. So I think that in my soul, at that point, a very tender age of probably 8 years old when I saw that movie, it left this etching inside of me, so that when I came to that same type of initiation, where my mission and what I would be doing would be rejected by many close to me, I would still move forward, have the strength of character and will and determination to know that I know what I know because I saw and I experienced, and nothing could dissuade me from fulfilling my mission. And having said this, I believe that each of you has had a similar experience, in that whether it was earlier in your life or later in your life, you came to a point where God, your mission, your spirituality was the most important thing, beyond even certain relationships, beyond certain attachments, and definitely beyond family. And family often is where we seem to have the most intense lessons of surrender, because blood family is not the same as our spiritual family. And often, as we know, our blood family does not accept our path because they have a different path, and it's fine. We still love them, We still revere them as our kin, yet we know that we have a higher kin, which are the saints of heaven, the ascended masters, and our precious heart friends, our brothers and sisters of light. So I'd never really talked directly about the link between that experience of watching that movie, The Song of Bernadette, and the ending of it, and how I cried and cried, and that put me on my path toward desiring to maintain purity in my life and saintliness, and what I went through later, and how I think that Mother Mary and Saint Bernadette gave me the strength and the fortitude and the courage to move forward when, of course, I would be cast out or labeled or denigrated as false, fake, fallen angel, you name it, all those things. And so it's just interesting because any saint, any master, goes through something similar, I believe. It's part of the initiation of letting go and surrendering. And it's a very interesting dynamic, and one that we can all reflect on, and at times I think it happens again and again, and there's different levels of it. It's not always just a one-time thing. There is definitely one seminal surrender, I think, that we come to the point on the path of, as Jesus did in the Garden of Gethsemane. Yet along the way, there were many, many points of surrender also that brought him to that point of being a fully embodied Christic man. And so for us, take heart in knowing that your sacrifices, your discipline, and recommitment every day to show up like today, boy, David, Jenny, Ken, Nancy, Patricia, and Sonia, your dedication demonstrates your fortitude and how you also are walking this path of oneness toward your ascension. And of course, all of you on the broadcast too. So thank you for listening to that little statement, because I've desired to share it, and I would like that to be in any book that tells about my life, because there are certain points in our lives where it's like all of heaven is focused on something in order for us to get the message or to be awake or aware that we are being called or initiated or urged onward, right? We've all been through that. We've been called, we've been initiated, we've been fired, and by God's grace, we're still here, and we're still walking, moving, serving, and doing the work of God. So it's a beautiful thing.